Right. Well, it's been a long time. Seriously. Just basically, I believe that it behooves us to make sure that the cleaning is clear and spotless. Right? And the same rocks has still been there for years. Yeah. Well, we don't get any water. Yeah.
So as you go through the pages there, is anything that you want to be presented to? Megan Hayes is the lady that's helping you do this, or update this. So
No, I didn't obviously read word for word from be here for a week, but there's nothing I could read through it, stand up to me that it does.
does the audience have any questions or objections to updating the organic prevention ordinance? That's what this is. It's just a hearing.
It sounded good to me.
Yeah.
It does address manufactured homes. Like, I stumbled over the word of having them anchored, non-residential construction, residential construction.
Right.
And if you notice, on page 9, if you have a copy that says, comments in the right-hand margin,
Oh, yeah.
okay, that's the working between, Megan and Joe and myself. And this ordinance cannot override the agreement with USDA prohibiting installation of water and or sewer service to properties located within areas of special flood hazard as defined in section 3.2. And then it refers back to basis for establishing the areas for special flood hazard. And I think that's where the map would show, because I remember the flood insurance rate map a while back when I was cleaning, dating 2009. So it's just an accumulation of updating from the very, very beginning, 2009, 2018, and so forth. So they just update the languages there. some, definitions that were added from the previous one. And I don't know if you've got the little check marks off to the side of your copies. The ones that are not checked are new in the definitions, like page 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the little check marks copy. Okay. Referring to 100-year flood, kind of hit and miss on the news in Vermont, New York, in that area of the United States. They're designating 1,000-year flood, and it's just massive. It's just wiping roads, bridges, dams, everything out.
What would it take for us to get it updated now? I think we should get,
The flood management, that's on the brochure thing. Actually.
well, since it's been since 1989. I think we should get it updated.
Well, that's,
Not that it's probably gonna be any different.
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm thinking, but.
Well, maybe this one could have some color.
Well, it is kind of gray and white, so I
Right,
don't know.
right, a
what
little
you want.
faded, you know.
You want to put it green?
Well, yeah,
You want the Cooley to be shaded?
sure. Anyways, just a more updated one of some of it.
I'll have to ask Megan. And I don't know if that would initiate a new survey.
I don't either, that's why I'm just asking the question.
I don't know
We could find out what it,
what, just in the city limits.
because I mean, I know there's properties down here, but I don't know the stipulation, and I know they're not for sale right now. Eventually they'll sell something, somebody wanted to say buy, I don't think they're just gonna go slap a home in there or something, they're gonna run into a big issue. Deal at some point.
Yeah, and that would be buyer beware, research things out before you actually sign.
Right, right.
I had to do it through the planning commission, and he's the one that told me I just barely made it from the floodplain.
Oh,
But my
okay.
home, so they're the ones that will tell you whether you're not.
That's still on the buyer.
Right,
Still on
right,
the
that's what I
residence.
mean, so
Right.
before you even start, you know, you check with all that stuff,
Correct.
they'll tell you whether you can do it.
Do they tell you that information as a
It probably
potential
could,
buyer?
they probably could if you went over there and just said, hey, I'm looking at some property, is this in the floodplain? Because the coulee was straightened out by Rudy Players, and that's what got me out of the floodplain. The floodplain starts at Paw down this way.
Oh, that's right.
And then the flats, they straighten the flats out a little bit, so that's if you come back.
Do you remember when the flood came down and it went through the pharmacy that no longer exists, of course? The movie theater, the bakery, all that stuff, it came really down through there.
You have a year?
About 19, when did we live here? 92, a little after that. We bought the place before that, but 92, 93. It was right away.
Answer to that question, no, I don't. I don't remember that one. I remember the Cooley's being so full that the class of 82 and the class of 80 got rafts and went down the Cooley
Got caught on the bus.
until they got caught on the barbed wire fence.
Oh, no.
Those aren't fun.
That's all I
It
did.
was.
It was up to the bottom of the bridge.
I believe it.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions in the audience? Council here?
I don't.
I make a motion that we
No,
approve.
no, no. This is the hearing. This is the hearing. Save it. You have to save it.
Right.
So if nothing else, should we motion to adjourn the hearing? And then we'll wait for the regular meeting to
I
start.
make a motion to adjourn the hearing.
I take a motion.
Moved and seconded to adjourn the public hearing for ordinance 2302. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Playing musical chairs tonight. I've been getting much hurt. It's too hot to get out and do anything. You what? Oh, yeah.
Going to find this. This one here, goes with
So you have a valve.
well, it's circle.
I got one down.
Yeah, I believe it's great. I think it's unreal. Most people have to do it at night. They went to all that. They even told me to do that. So when I get up in the morning,
Yeah. Then it goes like you've been drinking all night.
one time, when I had war after that. Actually, it's
Take a meal.
oh, yeah.
Or they can surgery.
Not now, FaceTime.
I just started doing that. Running. Cindy, I know if you know about. So you just go off and I try to. Yeah, what's the name?
That's part of that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've been, yeah, unless I see something all the time. I still
Oh, we did. Maybe. For the election in June. And I look at them for all 3 years. It's like, when I walked away, when he put, one foot here, I didn't want to go. So, anyway, I noticed that a lot of people, my mind is just, I don't have anything to do with it. Yeah. And, you know, I didn't have anything to do with people for a long time. I walked away almost everybody. And it wasn't that I just have to go off. I realized now if I could continue working, it's just great that lots of things are happening. Oh, really?
Yeah, funny storyline. Anyway. I was brought up. I was brought up.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, my mom was Irish Catholic.
And then you raise them for that's people like to take go on.
I was gonna try to stay.
I was going to throw down somewhere, but I lost it.
I was learning. But, yeah, my mom came over, and she studied books and stuff. So she went to nursing and she just started reading.
That's when it became Catholic.
But anyway, yeah, he's teaching 5 and 6 year olds. I really get to home those guys.
My dad's
Call this meeting to order. It is now 7 o'clock, and I'd like to call the regular meeting to order. We will not do the pledge of allegiance again. Council, the approval of June 27, 2023 regular meeting minutes. You have them before you. Any corrections? Additions?
I make a motion that we accept the June 27, 2023 meeting minutes.
I second it.
Moved and seconded to approve June 27, 2023 regular meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have unfinished business is ordinance 2302. Oh, sorry. Council, in your agendas, or on your agenda, the green sheets came in this morning, and so I would like to add, with your approval, item B for new business, well 7 work order for consulting services. Any objections for that addition?
Yep, I'm opposed to all of that.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so it is added. All right, now, where are we? Unfinished business. Ordinance 2302, flood damage prevention. After our public hearing,
Okay. I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2302.
I second it.
moved and seconded to approve ordinance 2302, the flood damage prevention, ordinance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Council, new business, item A, sewer line and hydrant maintenance. The entire sewer system hasn't been done properly in about 15 years. So in order to accomplish the sewer line maintenance, extra water will be needed from well 6. The wastewater treatment plant has to be prepared to receive the extra material as it gets flushed down the way. So it will probably, if this is what you wish, the entire system would probably take about a month, as long as there's no interruptions in the process. So when does council want to get this accomplished?
So you're saying they're gonna flush the whole system is what they're gonna do?
Town.
The whole
entire-
town
Yeah.
system? Who's doing that? The town workers?
We can start with the town workers, or if you so desire, we can go find out what it would cost for.
Well, I just didn't know who, you said it hasn't been done in like 15 years, the whole town.
Well, it
Whole
has,
town.
it has been done.
It's, right,
Yeah.
pieces at a
But-
time, I'm
right.
guessing.
But I'm saying the entire system. But yes, it has been done pieces here or there. But if you are worried about the entire system, that's where I got the 15 years ago.
I will not time flush that if the loan's not working.
We would have the tank on a trailer and do it that way.
You can't put it on the weight function.
Good.
I mean, we used to use that big tank, and that took us probably 2 weeks, mate, across the whole town. Where a lot of it will end up down part of the big town. And then it was a big,
We would have to prepare the wastewater treatment plant
put a lot of it.
for excess.
But I think, from what we're paying the town workers, I think they're more than capable of driving the lorry up there, flushing the salt, we're saying, so that we always used it. Town can't afford
Well,
it.
that's not the point, is it?
No, I was just asking if it was gonna be the town, if that was your plan, if the town workers should do it or somebody else, that's all I was asking.
It's all,
But they obviously can do it. Okay.
If they can do it, why wasn't it done in the past?
Hey,
Well,
That's a big question. You know, that was a regular thing. plus the sewer. This is the first time since you've been there, that you mentioned it.
I, have kind of taken on different projects before this.
Right, same old, I mean, that's a known fact, sewers have to be plus regular.
Okay. And now I'm asking,
And it wasn't
when,
done.
and when do you want this to start to be accomplished?
What did you guys, quick question for you, Robert, back when you were working, was there a certain time of year that you guys liked to do it, or just whatever?
Probably, you
What
know,
would you recommend?
spring, summertime, when it's warm, you know, at least twice a year flush.
Britsville does theirs every 6 months.
I mean, one man can do it, I done it by myself, I made myself,
Okay.
I stand up, and go, put it down.
The grade school, Third Street, was just done this last year. So that was, with the grade school issue, and then we had to go, east to west, and then they went from west to east, on, right in front of your house there. That's the latest that I can remember.
I don't know, let's get her done.
Okay, but when do you want to
I'm gonna,
approve this?
well, I don't speak for everybody, obviously, but I guess, you know what their work schedule looks like more than we do, but I mean, it sounds to me like now would be a good time to get started on it up.
Yeah.
Sooner the better. That's my opinion.
Mine too, we need it done.
So, like I stated, extra water is gonna be needed from well 6, so that's okay.
But that was water going out of the all the time.
Okay.
You could
So as
vote
soon
to
as
stop
we can
that.
get things organized, schedule-wise. All right, the next part of that is the hydrant maintenance. As far as I can, research back, last done in 2019. But what happens is that you open and close each hydrant. The water will be diffused, which is they put on like, I don't know, cone, is it a cone of some sort? And it just diffuses, sprays it out. But the water that is sprayed out cannot be saved for anything else. It has to be flushed. So with that thought, obviously it can't be done in the winter. So when does council want this to supposedly help out to be accomplished?
I would say it's right after the town is done flushing the sewer.
So your priority, you want priority sewer? Number 2, okay. Okay, I will start working on that schedule and get back with you if there's no other objections or discussions or whatever. All right, thank you on that one. Item B, the new one. It's the green. Work order number 4. It's for well 7 refurbishment. This is scope of services. Engineer shall provide support services necessary to complete the well 7 refurbishment per Exhibit A, which is the inside of your green sheets there. Data collection, design services. They describe meetings and coordination. The bidding phase services is listed, construction is listed. The testing, sub-consultant services. And on the back side, you can see how it's broke down. grand total for this whole thing is $44,250.
This is the loan that you guys approved?
No, this is well 7, getting it started. Century West, it's for Century West to get well 7 project ready to bid and then provide inspections, coordinations, all the things that are.
Where's the money come from?
This part is already in your sewer. Or water fund.
This has nothing to do with the loan deal.
No.
Okay.
But it has to be approved for, again, the,
Or whatever happens.
right.
But wouldn't the grant cover all this?
It could be, if you don't want to use the grant for the actual pulling of the pump.
And I do have a question. If I can ask.
I don't think
Did you guys get a meeting set up with USDA because you guys did
I did, yes.
approve, because Rick Ross says he's waiting for the engineer and the town to get back with him for a conference
Yeah.
meeting with you council members. And he definitely is very positive about us being able to get this grant that was never applied for or talked about to him. So I would
Yes,
urge you
well-
guys as council members to reach out to those grants and double check that the right information is being relayed to you, as well as the CGBG grant. Because I've spoken with them as well, and they said that they would want you guys to reach out. The poverty thing that was mentioned of 51%, they have exemptions for towns. And it's based off a census that hasn't been done for 2 years of our town that you guys, it is work. But if we have Century West as a grant guy, I would urge you guys to get him to get on that. And even if it's a long shot, we need to apply for them. Because they're for grants for people 1,500 and less, 10,000 and less. We are a very small rural community. Yes, we might be going against other people, but I think it's very beneficial for us to apply to them.
to at least apply, yeah.
And both of the companies said they haven't been applied
Already
to.
qualified for a grant that wasn't applied for by USDA. And we can get 100% grant cover.
And he did say it would cover a well, so.
All I can do is get Rick, or Dan Remick on the phone. You want to do that?
He said he was just waiting
And
for
the information that
city.
he got from USDA. Because this should have been a three-way conversation.
He's already done that. He told you that in the RCAC meeting.
The USD said that they never got a call from you guys though.
There was no.
Hi, Mr. Remick. Are you able to answer some of the council's questions on this work order? Okay, I'll put you on speaker and I will probably have to walk around if they can't hear you, okay? Okay. Okay,
Okay, are you on board with the USDA 100% grant? As an emergency grant or something, I believe?
On board with it, I have no objection to it, but it's not as straightforward as simply putting our name on it. I spoke with Rick Rose earlier today, and he reinforced to me that they have not even determined that it's eligible for the 100% grant at this point.
We have to apply for it first, I believe.
No, they will, if we don't qualify, they'll just kick us out.
See, from my understanding, when I talked to the chaplain, that was the case of getting council members together, possibly the mayor, and applying for a quick run, not the long haul one, which he said we may be entitled to.
Yes, that's the emergency community water assistance.
Yes.
And even that grant being the quick one still requires there's a abbreviated preliminary engineering work and environmental assessment that has to be done prior to application.
Okay, why can't we do that?
Well, we can,
It's footwork, but we need it. So we need someone that's willing to do the footwork.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, this grant should have been applied for a long time ago. I mean, this town is in dire straits.
And Mr. Remick did that.
Keeps it
And
info.
he was informed or advised that we wanted it now. And what you're talking about is it might be able to be available at the end of the year, not now.
Well, there's a lot of mixed communication there because
Go ahead, Mr. Remick.
So there's not a definitive time on it. Once we apply, they have 60 days before they even have to respond. It can't be sooner, but that's their typical response time. It has to be, because it's a federal funded program, it has to go through several layers of bureaucracy.
Well, let's start
That was
tomorrow.
My question was how long it would be till we found out
Well,
anything.
2 to 3 months, like you said.
That's what he said,
And
60 days.
this right here is to get it started.
The green paper is what we're talking about right now, is to get it started to,
Go,
because they can't do anything without this.
Right.
No matter what, right?
Century West
My
cannot do,
understanding.
yeah, Century West cannot do anything.
We just need to get a meeting with the USDA and maybe have you guys listening in to get all this
That is what
information.
Mr. Remick has said. He's got this. He is the one that we are. in
But he didn't apply last year or the year before when we've had these water issues, so that's a little weary. Because if we did the footwork 3 years ago, maybe we wouldn't be in this position.
But he wasn't here 3 years ago. Council,
we've been mixed communications. That's the problem. There's a lot of mixed communication there because I talked to guys at USDA and I was told people different stories. I mean, we need to apply for this. This town,
we have, that's what you don't understand, is that's what Century West is under contract to do.
But he just said,
And in between Mr. Remick, we had Mr. Nelson, remember?
yeah,
Okay, so kind of behind the 8 ball for Mr. Remick, don't blame him. So right now, he's got this right here, ready to go for this work order number 4.
and in the meantime, we take out loans.
No,
The town can't afford it.
we can afford this.
We can't.
We can.
No, not from all my readings. I'm sorry. I'm
Well-
thinking you're barking up the wrong tree there.
Council.
This town
But
is in
this
dire
is-
straits.
No, it's not.
Is it-
Before
I heard from it.
before it can go any farther with the grant that we're talking about, possibly getting, it can't even get moved forward until this goes through, what I'm understanding, correct? Well, so this pretty much has to, the way I'm understanding it, we have to get this approved before we can even qualify for a grant in the first place.
and I'm just saying, my point was just to have you guys get their information directly from USDA. So you heard it right, maybe Dan Remick, Rick Ross, and all of you guys can call in, have you all, so no miscommunication happens, because I know the
There's a lot of
deadline
that
isn't,
going on right now.
I know the deadline's in August, which is really short, and we didn't apply for it, or we wouldn't be here. Because if we applied for it, we,
Recorded from Rick Jones on my telephone, my conversation with him.
Well, I would like to hear it.
Oh, that'll be heard in court tomorrow for when you're up.
I would like to hear it, because you got the guy's wrong name, and you got the guy's wrong name.
his name's Rick Ross.
Okay, let's
Hey,
calm
Cool
down.
it down.
Yeah, don't you
Gotta
go
get
poking, don't you go poking
Hey.
it, Jim. Cause I'm sick of all this
Excuse me.
shit, right?
Excuse me,
We're lied to. Don't you learn how to do it?
excuse me.
You're right.
Mr. Remick is on the phone, and he is
You guys are going off kilter. My point was just to stop miscommunication.
answering any questions.
Well, I'm done with you. I'll talk to you later. What we have to do, man. We don't want to hear that.
Mr. Remick, is there anything else that you want to tell the council?
Well, I would like to clarify, the reason we haven't made a formal application
We just need to do the footwork.
Until recently, there was low level alarms that may be enough to document and prove rural government that it qualifies as an emergency. But prior to that, we have no way to document, prove our case, that it qualifies for the federal requirements.
And essentially, that is the town of Lynn's holdup on all applications is the criteria that each agency has set up, correct or incorrect?
That's correct, yes. So the Public Works Board has a much lower threshold. They had immediate funding available where we could apply, get an answer right away. And so that's why we held the special council meeting, I think it was in May, to get authorization to make that application, which we did. But we didn't have adequate evidence to prove our case to rural development yet. We may now, but we still haven't been able to verify that.
Bottom line is, we're waiting to hear back from them, and that, on whether we'll be qualified or not.
Yeah, we can make our case, and I have spoken to Rick Rose. He's not the decider either. He's the local representative, but it has to go up to the state level and regional. Because it's the emergency grant has a higher threshold than their regular grant loan program. So what will happen is if we make the application and we don't qualify for emergency grant, then they'll put us into their standard loan program, which would be the same as any water improvements application, so that it doesn't have any of the emergency privilege, so to speak.
Right.
And then there again, that is not a guarantee for anything, correct?
Tomorrow's not guaranteed either.
Guaranteed.
Right.
And this has been a year ago that the town should have applied for this a year ago, or probably longer since we've been having well trouble. And it's left this long before the action's taken. We still don't know why the well was closed down.
But
Well,
we,
no, we didn't have, we started the investigation October, I believe. We got the results of that in January. So end of January is when we got the first, the analysis memo from Dr. Lindsay on the reason why the wells go on producing, based on their analysis.
so this work order 4, like Mike said, is to get the step moving forward again, quicker to the end result of well 7 refurbishing.
Right. So that will, we can start the design work, getting it's mostly the package together. It's what most of it will be. It's not, there's not an elaborate plan set or anything, so it's a specifications package, for the respective contractors to bid on.
Any other questions?
I have no questions.
So before you is this work order number 4 for Century, the well 7 refurbishment, Century West to move forward with the town of Lynn's well 7 in mind. Let me ask you something here. Mr. Remick, if this does not go through or get approved, what's the step? We're just still with no water out of well 7, no refurbishing out of well 7. And we've got well 8 supplying water to everybody all over town, right, both sides. And well 8 is being, what can I say, overpumped for the supply?
Yeah, it's being taxed.
Taxed,
We
okay.
don't know how well it's gonna hold up as the summer progresses. It's never been pumped this hard before, so we don't know what's gonna happen.
Beats the object, don't it? We just said about flushing the sewers and flushing the hydrants when we're in that much danger of losing well 8.
We don't have to do the sewer.
That's a
the
catch
entire-
22 situation. I mean,
But we don't
what
have to
priorities
do
you
that,
go
like we
for?
said.
Just cut off sales to
We don't
outside
have to do
sources.
that.
People
It's
be
just
out of
on this,
water.
excuse me, it is just going to be like put on the calendar of the to-do list. The main thing is well 7. This other stuff has waited and it will continue to wait because well 7 is the forefront problem.
Well, I feel we need to, put in place for voting on school. I think the motion on the question.
Okay, it's been, motion to, approve work order 4. Is there a second?
Now you have a second?
It's been moved and seconded to, approve work order number 4. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And all, if there any opposed?
Yep.
Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Remick, maybe, we'll, send this off to you tomorrow, is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay, and, we can do the next step.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, we have, item C, which is mayor's report. Backflow Northwest was here today performing their inspections of the commercial properties, backflow devices. And a backflow prevention device is used to protect the potable water supplied from contamination or pollution due to backflow, water flowing in the reverse direction. And at the end of the day, all got checked out and are working properly. So that would be included, and I don't remember the whole list. Helena, the swimming pool, the parks,
Cemetery.
the cemetery pump. So it's the commercial. Now, if you as a resident has a backflow device, for your property, that wasn't tested. So if that needs to be done, I think that is on each resident to get that done. This is just for the commercials. But if we need to have more information, I can get that for you.
So store and all that.
Union elevator, or whatever's going on. But anyway, everybody's working properly. Okay, as time permits, a plan is being developed for exercising the valves in the streets. We did find a valve that was broke when we had was it Wilbur and Third, water meter that, was being installed, so we'll, and it got fixed, but, that, plan is gonna be developed for that. Well 6, and the watering of park trees. I'm going to turn that over to Barbara.
It was noticed the beginning of July that we check our well sheets, and I have the current well sheet from well 6, and on it, it says on July 4th, Lind City Park got a tank size of 1,300 gallons, 2 loads. That same day, Roger Smart was seen in the park with a tank of water, watering the trees. Sorry, yes, tank truck, tanker truck. So, the signature has an R and an S in it. It's kind of scrawled in there, but I can make out an R and an S. So it stands to reason that it was Roger Smart, as he is been seen in the city park. So I have typed up a note or a letter that I'm asking permission to send to him to bill him for the water he took from well 6. It was done. No one from town hall, no one on the city crew, no one that I have spoke to knows anything about the watering of the trees at the city park. No one asked him to do this. I was not contacted, paperwork was not filled out for an account. So I'm asking permission to send this letter that should be in the packets, to bill him for the water.
Just the one, right?
Yes, it was 2 loads on the same day, same signature for both loads.
No, there was like 20,000 gallons right from the well to that. They don't know who, I had pictures with the truck. So that's how long we want these guys.
And they will be billed accordingly.
If you know who they are.
I don't have the well sheet for that, so I can't.
You know, I think the thing is, maybe you should close the phone and let nobody have water. If people don't steal it, and it's 50,000 going there, and it's 20,000 going there.
I can't vote for it.
That's a lot of gallons. Especially when we had that ordinance, what, Mike drew up? And Jim read that, was that last meeting? About 1.6, you know, when we're on restrictions. Somehow they gotta be restricted from taking this water.
Well, 6 wasn't in that,
Yeah, well,
as far as, but we didn't, there's no restrictions on it right now, is what I'm saying. That is something the council has to decide. If we want to restrict well 6 or not. Or the charging part of that, but I didn't add in there different ordinance.
As I understand the ordinance that we approved, it states that if the town itself is on water restrictions, then the water restrictions will apply as well to the well 6, which is unpotable water.
that's exactly what I'm talking about, Jim, so how do we regulate that?
Well, the restrictions are on the residents that are using well 7 and well 8, which is well 8.
Which
That's
is
our
the
drinking water.
Yes.
That's our drinking
But-
water. Once those restrictions are in place to that degree, then obviously the same restrictions will be applied to well 6. As I remember the ordinance that we passed.
Oh. Do you have a copy of that? I think it would be, council.
I know it's up, the council has to decide if we're gonna put restrictions on.
But right now, we're,
There isn't.
do you have it?
Good.
I think it's the bottom. But we got sidetracked, we're not talking about.
Right.
Well said.
If any water restrictions and or drought conditions that may occur within town limits, the town council will evaluate the availability or the non-availability of take water for usage.
Okay,
That's what it says.
yeah. you're right. But nothing was said
No,
at that time. So bring it back to Barbara.
I make a motion, we approve the letter.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to, send the letter to Roger Smart for, it's nice of him to water the trees, but there was no commission, no guidance or anything, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
I do have one question concerning this. You did sign for the water, correct?
He signed the sheet, yes, that part he didn't do. But what Barbara's saying is that he did not come into the office to do an account, set up an account.
And it was put under Lynn Parks.
And it was written, for Lynn,
Lynn City Park.
okay, thank you. Council, also in your packet, I made copies of the damage that was done at the dump. The three pictures. I just wanted you to be aware that these are the same pictures, or just some of the pictures that were sent to the sheriff's department for the dump and the cable, peeling of the cable, taken June 27th. And I've also asked you if you recognize the tire treads, report it to the sheriff's department. You can do it, no names, whatever. But the laying down picture, the road, that's where they drug the cable down to the dump. So that's what that picture is. It shows the drag mark of the cable. Currently, there is a new cable that we makeshift found, closing off the dump, and there's a sign that put up there for the owners, violators will be prosecuted. So, unfortunately, the town does not have a place to put their limbs and grass clippings. Everybody's been in mode of cleaning and whatever. Unfortunate. Council, also in your packet, you have, you can see a copy of the current budget position for the first 6 months, January, June. The town has $1,083,820.42 received. And the town has spent $532,008.61. So if it is hard for you to understand, simply ask how to do the math on that budget. The town is not bankrupt, and I'll repeat that again. The town is not bankrupt. We have money to work with. I will return to the agenda for the Finance Committee.
Okay. I would find anything.
I didn't hear.
why not?
All right. In lieu of that, I make a motion that we approve the warrant check register dated 6/27/2023 to 7/10/2023 in the amount of $37,524.15.
I second the motion.
It's moved and seconded to approve the check register June 27th to July 10th of 2023, $37,524.15. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I also have the outstanding invoices dated from 6/19/2023 to 7/3/2023 in the amount of $11,953.08.
I second the motion.
It's moved and seconded to approve the outstanding invoices dating 6/19 to 7/3 of 2023 for the dollar amount of $11,953.08. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Council, as a little added note, I have a half sheet in your packet that lists the paid off loans so far of 4 of them. So you can have that information. Okay, comments and concerns. Mr. Dew. Mr. Roll. Okay. Ms. Horton. Ms. Dew. Mr. Dorshak.
Unclear.
Okay. Public, section, the, list, non-agenda items are all of them. I believe, Brianna Osborne has been answered.
Nope, I had another
Vicky
part to mine.
Richardson.
I definitely had another part written on there.
I do have,
Oh,
I was gonna ask, sorry,
You're fine, go ahead.
had a brain fart, but anyways, unless it was in my packet, I'm missing somewhere, did we find out on the meters?
it's in your packet. I gave you a note. Something like,
Oh, okay, this is how many we have on hand.
yeah.
And as far as how many we have to replace, what do we have on that?
We only just replaced one, and another one has been reported, so it's just, that's where it's going. Don't have a running total, put it that way.
All right.
Okay, so, so Brianna, you have more?
Yes, so my first one on there is, I want to bring up to the council, this, the recording of meetings. So the MRSC, they're gonna be changing new laws here soon because everything's going so digital and online and all these things. You guys have moved to the church, which has denied call-in access to the public, which no, it is not required at this time. But in the next year, they're projecting that they will require a call-in, Zoom, some sort of access to this. And I was talking with MRC, I've taken 2 classes that I've paid for so far just because I don't like to sleep. But the RCW also declares that you guys, and this is RCW 4230030, which is the meeting declared open in public. All meetings of government body of public agency shall be open to the public, and all persons shall be permitted to attend public agency except otherwise provided in this chapter. Public agencies are encouraged to provide the increased ability to the public to observe, participate in meetings of governed bodies through the real time of phone, electronic, internet, and readily available means of remote access that do not require additional cost to meetings or the town. So I just want to say I did purchase this camera, and if you guys would think about, I would donate this to the town so that we could implement some sort of, because right now we're having a personal person writing up whatever they want to write up, and in my opinion, I don't think that's fair. And I think that we should just have the council or the town, and if you guys don't have good internet speeds, I would be more than happy to just upload it for you. And the town or whoever, if somebody wanted to take this on, you just simply upload it to a YouTube page. So it takes it away from that one person's doing it and other people are getting upset with what they're writing. This puts it in your guys' court to allow the town to watch the meetings, and they don't even need to have a description if you don't want to, just upload the video. Or some sort of way to call in and watch. I think it would just eliminate a lot of chaos that's happening and things that are being misinformed. Yeah, right. So, like I said, the bipod's not mine, but the camera's mine. I would donate it to the town. It would be no cost to you guys. If you need my internet, I have Starlink, so we don't have any problems there. We can upload it, and if you guys want to do the other part of it, we can make Lind its own YouTube channel that's different from.
Now we're getting.
I can help you. I'm just saying, I'm willing to donate my time to help you guys have an access, and it'll be the council's thing to open to the public. Just something to think about, because we are going to be going in the next year. The MRC is going to start pushing more Zoom, and I know Zoom's going to be a little harder to set up and then keep up with everybody's comments. So this is a way to upload it. We have it so the public can watch it, and it's not one person, doing it.
Good idea.
Brianna, currently, under the RCW, are we required to have this? I'm not saying no.
You're not for the camera.
Yeah,
you can't say no to it, but you're not required to do it. But you're supposed to have a call-in phone, is what they
So
were telling
people
me.
like that can't make it here could at least call in and listen.
Yeah.
or
So
whatever.
they used to have a call-in number that was printed on your guys's, your little form.
I've had to
Yeah.
do that before when I was working out of town.
Which obviously it's hard to
Call-in
do that
would
with the church. I'm not pointing fingers, but
Right.
it cut off access to people who, if I work a 12-hour shift and I haven't been able to come here, I miss out and I'm watching on off someone's YouTube. So that would kind of eliminate that middleman. So you guys have your YouTube channel, your camera, just something to think about.
Barbara has something.
Big time.
The hybrid meeting of call-ins was eliminated after COVID was eliminated and we went back to in-person meetings. So under a certain population, you do not have to have the call-in feature under a certain population.
And they
It's not
just told me
required.
it's not required, but it is something that other towns do, and the MRC very much promotes it. That's why they said that this would be a great opportunity for you guys so that you're not cutting your public off. Because in real, you guys are coming here. They are though, because they can't
We
call
have a
in.
handout that's not on the list. You want to wait till the end?
It's pertaining to this issue.
Go ahead.
So, I know this has turned out multiple times, but you can do a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
If the town has their own Facebook page, in order to give updates, you can use that phone that you're using right there to have a Facebook Live, that way people can tune in, ask their questions, and it makes it easier. That, and you become unbiased at that point, which is something I'm sure everybody's noticed.
And I think the only problem with that is I don't know if they're going to want to man the.
Right.
We'll have to have someone man the phone.
Right.
And
yeah.
does Facebook save the videos? Or
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part.
Yeah. But YouTube also has that
Yeah.
live option.
Well,
I was just
sounds like
thinking
Heather
more of a-
volunteered to do Facebook.
I have been offered, I have not.
Okay,
I
thank
just
you
want-
for your comments. Vicki Richardson is, your name's up here.
I'm gonna approach this and I'll be with you, Henry, in a minute. Do you see what's behind my furnace and my freezer there? Do you see what's standing there?
That's all up.
are the same pictures I brought you. Henry,
Yes,
here's the pictures you asked whether I had or not. There it is.
okay. Steven's dog.
Yes, it is
The little
Steven's
one that
dog.
got out to the side.
Yeah, now, this is the 8th time.
That's you.
Let's turn that off. That's the 8th time that dog's been there. So I did call the cops, and I do have permission to shoot the dog in my property, in my house.
And you took a report from cop.
I haven't done that yet, I will do that, I was busy doing that, but they do know that we're already.
Right.
And I do have pictures of him half-assedly fixing his fence, so the dog will get out again, because right after this one,
Okay, but
his other dog got out.
what I'm saying is, you
They
took
will,
the form, you reported it to the police, and so is that, not part of town anymore?
No, I will still give you your report. Okay, now, what was our conversation some months back about who could use the alley? Are the kids supposed to be riding their motorcycles in the alley? Minors? Did we not have that heated conversation before?
Driver's license for it.
Okay, so then you tell me. What does that look like?
Sage brush. And a rock pile. And there's a tree over there.
What's on there?
All right, back.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I didn't see it, no.
There's a kid on a motorcycle.
Oh, right on.
You wanna know whose kid it is?
Oh, yeah.
It is Stephen's kid, and they seem to think it's funny. Now, according to the cops, they are not allowed to do it, so why does Stephen think he can get away with letting the kids be roadies? And then Stephen got on it, and they took a beer in the house after he drove the town rig. So was he drinking on duty?
No, if you reported it to the cops.
I didn't report this yet.
Oh, okay.
But we had this heated conversation over the kids doing that.
And it's been that on year.
Right, but the cops said they didn't know it was still a problem. So here's a problem.
Okay, all right. So that's been reported.
It will be reported.
Okay, good.
My timer didn't go up.
Looks like Katie.
Hello.
You, Kathleen. Are you want to be Katie or Kathleen?
Okay.
Time's up.
I just got started.
Right, I said that.
Okay, how long is that sewage and the hydrant been pushed back? How long has it been?
I don't know for a fact, it's just an estimation. The fire hydrant was what, 2019, I said?
Yes.
And the entire town has not been full flushed, or what do you call it?
Maintenance.
Flushed is all I can think of.
Maintenance.
And then my second question is, if you see a coyote, am I allowed to shoot at it?
No, you can't shoot guns in town. You can't shoot guns in town.
Well, you stop the problem.
Don't tell anybody.
I mean.
Scratch that comment off.
Like, are you,
It's serious because the coyotes are getting braver and braver. They are
I
coming
noticed that
in
because now I'm missing 6 dozen.
because we've got chickens, we've got little kittens, we've got little dogs. They are hungry. I would imagine that it's easy pickings. So I don't know what the answer is.
I seen it, I'm sure a lot of people saw it today, apparently there was 3 in town this morning.
Oh, I don't know.
Just
Well, I
chasing.
know that
Was
there's
that
bugs
from today or
circling
was that
around.
I think that was
Pretty
today.
hard.
There was a video on Facebook of 3 cows right up
Your
there.
house, yeah, their house,
Right
about
on
4
Fifth
o'clock
Street up
a.m.
They go between our house and the trailer next door.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
I
why
know.
around this,
Yeah.
at this time of night, I always make sure I bring my.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Just chase
But,
it.
I mean, all my cats came home, I took one, I'm still missing 6. You did?
Yeah.
Well, we got plenty of cats.
I couldn't.
Was it Tabby?
Yeah, but I couldn't.
Oh, he's got 6 girls
Apparently
on
not,
the floor.
yeah, my house.
I still take care.
Well, the
Okay,
other one-
we got sidetracked. sidetracked. Is that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good to know. I'll go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was gonna take a picture, but I thought you'd already found it.
No, that's one we're missing.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you for everybody. Before adjourning this meeting, I'd like to call an executive session under RCW 42.30.1101I, potential litigations with legal counsel available by phone for 5 minutes. Any objections, counsel? Okay. We will.
Oh,
Choke it out.
all right.
Okay, I'm next motion that we adjourn.
Okay, all approving adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Nobody opposed.